Once upon a time, there was a wise old monk who lived in a small village. He was known for his patience and his ability to stay calm in any situation. One day, a group of villagers came to the monk and complained about a noisy new neighbor who had recently moved in. The neighbor was a young man who played loud music all day and night, and the villagers were unable to get any sleep. The monk listened to the villagers' complaints and then said, "I will go and see this young man and see if I can speak to him about the matter." The monk went to the young man's house and knocked on the door. The young man answered the door and looked at the monk with surprise. "What can I do for you?" he asked. "I am a monk from the village," the monk said. "I have come to speak to you about the noise that your music is making. It is disturbing the peace of the villagers." The young man was defensive at first. He said that he had a right to play his music as loud as he wanted. But the monk listened patiently and then spoke to him calmly and gently. "I understand that you enjoy playing your music," the monk said, "but I ask that you please consider the other villagers. They are unable to sleep because of the noise." The young man was touched by the monk's kindness and understanding. He promised to turn down his music at night and to be more considerate of the other villagers. But the young man soon forgot his promise. He started playing his music loudly again, and the villagers were once again unable to sleep. They went back to the monk and asked him for help. The monk decided to try a different approach this time. He went to the young man's house and asked him if he could come in and listen to his music. The young man was surprised, but he agreed. The monk sat down in the young man's living room and listened to his music for a while. The young man played his music as loudly as he could, but the monk didn't flinch. He just sat there and listened calmly. After a while, the young man stopped playing his music and looked at the monk. "Why aren't you bothered by the noise?" he asked. The monk smiled. "I am not bothered by the noise because I am not listening to it," he said. "I am listening to you." The young man was confused. "What do you mean?" he asked. "I mean that I am listening to your story," the monk said. "I am listening to your pain and your suffering, and I understand why you need to play your music so loudly." The young man was deeply moved by the monk's words. He realized that the monk was right. He was playing his music so loudly because he was trying to drown out the pain and suffering in his own life. The young man thanked the monk for listening to him. He promised to turn down his music and to be more considerate of the other villagers. The young man kept his promise. He turned down his music and started to focus on healing his own pain and suffering. He also started to get involved in the village community and to help others. The villagers were grateful to the monk for helping them to resolve the issue with the young man. They also learned a valuable lesson about the importance of listening to others and understanding their pain.